For June 25th, may I have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Newell.
Present.
Vice Chairperson Gata.
Present.
Trustee Palafis.
Present.
Trustee Mills.
Present.
Trustee Stanton.
Present.
Trustee Arnett.
Present.
Mayor McLeod.
Present.
Okay, all accounted for. We have a quorum. The next item would be the approval of minutes for the June 4th, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any corrections, additions? Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Under new business, item number 1 is.
Trustee Newell, you have to do all motions.
Oh,
for
I
both votes.
forgot. He's called
All
in.
roll calls are
Hello,
made.
Gary
You have
Palafis.
to
Okay.
start with Gary.
Okay, Gary?
We got to step
Yes,
back.
okay, I'm sorry. Back it up one. Okay, so now, can I have a roll call, please?
Trustee Palafis. Chairperson Newell.
Aye.
Vice Chairperson Gata.
Present.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Stanton.
Aye.
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye.
Okay, motion approved. Under new business, request approval of a resolution setting forth prevailing hourly wage rate paid to employees engaged in work awarded under public contract.
So moved.
We have a
Second.
motion and a second. Does anyone have any questions? Anything to add? Seeing none, may I have a roll call, please?
Trustee Palafis. Chairperson Newell.
Aye.
Vice Chairperson Gata.
Aye.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Stanton.
Aye.
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye.
Motion passed. Item number 2 is request authorization to extend the 2017 contract for 2018-2019 janitorial maintenance service for Village Hall, Police Station, Susan Kenley Rupnow Public Works Center, and the Fleet Services Facility to Echo Clean Maintenance Incorporated out of Elmhurst, Illinois, for a total contract monthly fee of $4,941, a total contract amount not to exceed $59,292.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions, anything to add? Nothing? May I have a roll call, please?
Trustee Palafis. Chairperson Newell.
Aye.
Vice Chairperson Gata.
Aye.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Stanton.
Aye.
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. Item number 3, request authorization for the village to participate in the Northwest Municipal Conference, which is the NWMC, Suburban Purchasing Cooperative, which is the SPC, for a 1-year contract with Gas Depot out of Morton Grove, Illinois, for joint purchase of diesel fuel and gasoline.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Trustee Stanton?
I wish I could get the same price on my gas.
Yeah, really.
It's a lot of the most of the taxes. That's what the price is, so.
That's amazing.
Okay, seeing no other questions, may we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Palafis. Chairperson Newell.
Aye.
Vice Chairperson Gata.
Aye.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Stanton.
Aye.
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye.
Motion passed. Item number 4, and it's the request authorization to award contract to Baxter and Woodman Consulting Engineers out of Crystal Lake, Illinois, for engineering services required for compliance with the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District, which is the MWRD, Infiltration Inflow Control Program, IICP, in an amount not to exceed $273,000.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, and Mr. Neville, you have a presentation for us?
I do. Sorry, I do.
You did.
Right. It was on the screen and then it disappeared, so I just opened it all up again, so hopefully.
There it is.
All right, good evening. I wanted to provide a short presentation regarding some upcoming MWRD requirements as it relates to the agenda item on tonight's agenda. MWRD, just some background, be brief. MWRD stands for Metropolitan Water Reclamation District. They are the entity that receives all of the sanitary waste for Hoffman Estates. The MWRD has come up with the Infiltration and Inflow Control Program, IICP, with the ultimate goal of reducing infiltration and inflow into the sanitary system. As capacities and costs become an issue you're treating stormwater essentially as sanitary water. There's costs associated with treating wastewater, chemical costs, labor, equipment, and obviously energy. There's a lot of energy costs that go into treating wastewater. So the more you can lessen the wastewater stream coming in, obviously, the more effective you'll be. So we had Baxter Woodman back in 2014, per the compliance requirements for MWRD. They took a look at the village and divided the village into 69 different sanitary basins. Out of those 69 basins, they were required to look at areas that had history of sanitary sewer backups or sanitary sewer overflows out of manholes, basement backups, basins that are known to surcharge during a storm event, and then also lift stations that run excessively during heavy rain and wet weather events. So Baxter Woodman took a look at all the information that we had, and they identified 12 basins out of the 69 that would be considered high risk by MWRD. And those are the focus for the village and MWRD's basically phase one of their program. So as you can see, they're kind of outlined here in red. It's kind of hard to see, but there's some basins here, there's some basins here, and the basins here. So we're looking at parcels B, C, and the Highlands for all 12 of those basins. So the requirements under the IICP that we have to do for these high-risk areas as they were identified, we have to closed-circuit TV all of the sanitary lines that are within those 12 basins. So that's almost 125,000 feet of sanitary sewer mains. We have to perform an inspection of all manholes and all lift stations that are within the high-risk areas. Smoke testing of all the sanitary lines that are located within the high-risk areas. And then the conclusion of the smoke testing, conduct follow-up dyed water testing to the smoke testing to help identify exactly where in the sanitary lines the stormwater is infiltrating into the sanitary system. All the work, especially the closed-circuit television footage of the sewer mains, has to be reviewed by an engineer that has their PACP certification, which is a standardized certification through the industry, so that all the engineers are talking about it's a rating system for pipe. So one engineer rates it a certain criteria under the PACP. Another engineer will know exactly what he means as far as the condition of the pipe. So all the stuff that we do has to be reviewed by a PACP certified engineer. And all of these requirements are required to be done and reported to the MWRD by January of 2020. So far, we've actually made some progress, and we made some good progress on what these requirements are. Currently, we've already televised 108,000 feet, so that's a big chunk, a huge chunk of the required televising of the sanitary lines. That has not yet been reviewed by an engineer yet, but we have the footage. So the hard part, cleaning the sanitary lines, getting out there, if the weather's good, and getting it televised is completed. We've done a significant number of the manhole inspections. We've done those over the last few years. We have one lift station that remains to be inspected. That isn't going to take very long at all. We're not overly concerned about that. The smoke testing, we've not done any smoke testing in the village since 2005. We did make an attempt to get credit for the 2005 smoke testing that we did. MWRD would not take any smoke testing that was done prior to 2009, so we were trying to get credit for it, but they said it's too far in the past. Conditions may have changed, which is correct, but we tried anyway to try to see if we can get some credit for it. And then the subsequent dyed water testing that has to take place after the smoke testing. So smoke testing. some people may have seen what smoke testing looks like and they're familiar with it, others may not. Essentially, a contractor will come in and they'll introduce smoke into the sanitary lines through a manhole. The smoke is harmless, it's not going to hurt anything, but it gets entered in under a small amount of pressure. And as it travels through the sanitary system, where there's cracks in the line, where there's infiltration and inflow getting in, the smoke will start rising out of holes in the ground, kind of all over the place. So once they're
Hopefully not all over the.
well, yeah. Once they're identified, they're flagged, and then they're going to be GPSed, and then they're going to be graded as far as the severity, the amount of smoke that's coming out. These are just an example. These are a couple examples of actual smoke testing going on that we found. We were able to find these online. So these would be recorded and flagged, and then be a candidate for dyed water testing coming back on the back end.
Question, Joe? The smoke testing is not only village-owned lines, but it also runs back to basically the residents?
It would run up the sanitary laterals, but if any house has a trap, which all houses have a sanitary trap, it should be stopped at the trap. There is a possibility if somebody has a trap that's dried out or they haven't used any sanitary for a while, they might get some smoke.
Okay. It wasn't so much my concern as to whether or not smoke might go into the house if there was a dry trap, but who's responsible or what happens for leaks that are on the laterals?
That's where we're headed with this whole discussion.
Okay, sorry.
The reality, the reality, I mean, you're going right to the point, and the whole reason this agenda item is here is that the board needs to be aware that residents will see this. They'll definitely see the dyed water testing, especially if they have something on their property that's a problem, and they are responsible for their lateral from the main back to the house. Which means if you see significant smoke coming out of a private yard, that the village will be in a position of having to cause that lateral to be repaired and or replaced. There are opportunities that the village can provide to residents, and Joe, I'm sure, will get there in his presentation, but more than often, the largest, I mean, typically, in other communities have done this, the largest contributors of I&I coming from the private side are the laterals, but more than that, it's where they've connected sump pumps through their sanitary line, which they shouldn't have, and you'll see it, they'll see it getting into their house, potentially through a sump pump or
Or it comes out the
downspouts.
vent, it'll come out the vent.
The
for
vents,
sanitary.
right.
It's not gonna be
And-
billowing in
Right.
homes unless there's.
And sometimes downspouts, you'll see it too.
As far as the discovery of private sanitary line laterals that have leaks and are contributing, some of them are as simple as a clean out that the top is missing or the top got knocked off. So those are super easy to go back and discuss with the resident and fix. Some of the other ones would obviously get a little bit more complicated. We're, as part of what Baxter Woodman is going to do and what MWRD is going to, as Mr. Norris indicated, cause us to be the enforcers of, is somehow a private sanitary system that we're going to have to do. But we're probably years away from having to deal with any of that in reality. But getting a handle on the scope of the problem is obviously step one. So the smoke testing occurs, and then subsequent to the smoke testing, once all the locations are marked, then they will go back and do dyed water testing. Now, dyed water testing is a way that we can, it has to occur with a camera inside the sanitary line. They introduce dyed water, it's fluorescent green. It's harmless, non-toxic, it's the same stuff they dump in the Chicago River for St. Patty's Day every year. So, but they put dyed water into either the stormwater pipes or some stormwater source nearby, and they're inside the sanitary line with the camera waiting to see the dyed green water enter into the sanitary line. As soon as they're able to do that, then they can identify the number of feet they are from a certain manhole. So if it's If it's a candidate for lining, or if it's a candidate that we'd have to do a spot repair and do an excavation, we would know exactly how many feet we would have to, we would know exactly where to dig, essentially. So, and then they would also be able to grade those, the amount of inflow based on the amount of flow coming in. So some deficiencies in the sanitary line are going to be more extreme than others. The last time we did this, we found we had a sanitary line that ran underneath the retention pond, and it was essentially draining the retention pond into the sanitary line every time it rained. So it was literally like a fire hose coming in the top of it. So we were able to make that correction. So some we'll probably find that are pretty extreme. Some are probably not going to be that big of a deal. But if you have 1,000 that are very small, they add up to a lot of inflow into the sanitary system.
In the past, MWRD has caused municipalities to do the ones that were the highest volume first, and that's why Joe says there's a chance we may not even have to get into the ones, some of the lesser ones that may be on private property. That's our hope anyway. We'll wait and see what they do.
So I just wanted to give the board just a kind of a synopsis. This is my presentation is done. Just what is probably going to be coming next year. Our goal is we realize how public and how visible this whole, especially the smoke testing part. Some people may see some of the dyed water testing and think there's a lot of weird stuff going on or weird stuff in the storm system or whatever. But the smoke testing is obviously very public and very visible. So we would do extensive public notification, knock and talks on doors, door hangers, all the rest of that. I mean, we don't want anybody, and inevitably there will probably be 1 or 2 people that forgot or didn't, we tried a number of times to get a hold of a person, and they're gonna walk out and see smoke coming out of the ground and, worry. But we'll also be in very close contact with the fire department, just so they're aware, hey, we're doing smoke testing on this street at this time. So if you guys get a call, they're obviously going to respond anyway, but they may know what they're kind of rolling up to instead of some mysterious smoke coming out of the ground. So.
And then, Joe,
yeah.
sorry to intercede, but that was going to be my question about notifying the residents, but then will you tell us what area you're in?
Of course,
Kind of like
of
when
course.
you guys do the streets, you tell us that you're on this and this street and you're doing this.
With
so.
as public as this project is, we would do regular updates
Okay.
to the board and to staff, because front counter might get calls.
Right,
We're going
right.
to get calls. So we're going to want to, let everybody know what's going on and when, just so that everybody is well informed with what's going on.
And then maybe the township too or something, because we get the senior calls, they wouldn't know what's going on and stuff like that, so, yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, thank you.
And we would, before we laid this out, we would probably do an article in the Citizen and
Okay.
preemptive public notification that may go to all the residents, even though really, this is only parcels B, C, and the Highlands.
Okay.
Where we would need to knock on doors and really let those people know what's going
Right.
on, so.
Okay. Any questions up here? Seeing none? Okay, we have a motion and a second. May I have a roll call, please?
Trustee Palafis? Chairperson Newell?
Aye.
Vice Chairperson Gata?
Aye.
Trustee Mills?
Aye.
Trustee Stanton?
Aye.
Trustee Arnett?
Aye.
Mayor McLeod?
Aye.
Motion passed. Reports. The first one is Department of Public Works Monthly Report. Do we have anything? Oh, there you are.
I do not.
If you do not, you have nothing to add. Okay, all righty. So we would like to say that we received it and have it filed. The second report is the Department of Development Services Monthly Engineering Report of the Transportation and Engineering Division. Do we have anything to add? Nothing? Okay, that's a good one, too. Okay. So we've received and we're requesting to file it. Now,
I do have a
President's
question
report?
on one of the reports, or, I do have a question.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
Well, I just brought it up now. The garage that's being built on Higgins and Glendale, when's that supposed to open up, do we know?
1,300.
I'll check with Peter tomorrow. That's more of a code issue than an engineering, so I'll check with them. I know they're getting close,
Okay.
very close.
Their sign says they're closed.
Right, there's, and you can see what the work they've done, that they're close.
Yes.
I just got
that's
checked
why I
the
was
inside.
asking. Yeah, I
I'll
saw some
find out
cars
tomorrow.
there, I think, on Saturday. I don't know what they were doing, and I was just curious.
I'll find out.
Okay, seeing nothing else, President's report?
Yeah, a few things. This Saturday, June 30th, is Children's Advocacy Center 5K walk run this Saturday at the CAC, 640 Illinois Boulevard. The event is a time race this year, open to both walkers and runners of all ages. Proceeds will help provide counseling and other services to children affected by child sexual and physical abuse. The race begins at 8 a.m. Visit www.cachelps.org to register. The event will also include vendors and activities for kids such as face painting, backyard games, dunk tank, and more. We'll be out there, hope to see a lot of folks out there. Also remind everybody that the parade this year takes off at 9 a.m. on Illinois Boulevard this year, so make a note of that. And also the fireworks will take place at 9:30 out by the Sears Center Arena on July 7th, 2018, 9:30 p.m. It's not going to be on July 4th, so that always provides some confusion for folks when we don't do it on July 4th. A couple other things. I'd chair the Northwest Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus Diversity Task Force meeting here at the Village Hall on Tuesday, the 19th. And on Wednesday, June 20th, most of us were able to stop by the Movies with Martina that the Senior Citizens Commission put on, and attended the Northwest Municipal Conference Gala at the Hyde Regency in Deerfield. Also, Thursday, the 21st, Trustee Newell and Trustee Mills and I were at Jerry Bartnick's retirement party at the township, 33 years, I believe, a long time. She did a great job for the township. And I want to thank the two Karens, a Michael and a Gary, Karen Arnett, Karen Mills, Michael Gata, and Gary Stanton, who attended the All-Star Baseball game out at Cannon Crossing, and Trustee Stanton very ably threw out the first pitch. He's the best baseball
right.
player that
And it was
We
a
have
strike
here.
also.
You had a spy there, is that it?
yes, I had informants there.
Could the White Sox offer him a contract?
Well, they should. There's no doubt about
They
it.
need it.
Yeah,
We-
but who knows?
He can get it over the plate. I get it over the plate about 20 feet high. So I don't want to bounce it, but no, great job. Thank you. That's all I have for now.
Thank you. We have really nothing under other, but I just wanted to make one small little comment, if that's okay. I wanted to say congrats to Team Wince on sixth place finish in the 2018 Snowplow Rodeo. Nice job. So I was hoping first.
I bet
You
$1
guys are
on
great.
the other team, I lost.
You did? Okay. Alrighty, so nothing in items in review. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. May I have a roll call, please?
Trustee Palafis? Chairperson Newell?
Aye.
Vice Chairperson Gata?
Aye.
Trustee Mills?
Aye.
Trustee Stanton?
Aye.
Trustee Arnett? Aye. Mayor McLeod?
Aye.
Alrighty, we are, a motion passed and we are adjourned.
Okay, I would like to call the Public Health and Safety Committee to order on June 25th, 2018. May I have a roll call, please?
Vice Chairman Palafis? Chairman Gata?
Present.
Trustee Newell?
Present.
Trustee Mills?
Present.
Trustee Stanton?
I'm here.
Trustee Arnett?
Present.
Mayor McLeod?
Present.
Thank you, and we have a quorum. Number 2, approval of minutes of June 4th, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
Any corrections, deletions? Seeing none, may we have a roll call, please?
Vice Chairman Palafis? Chairman Gata?
Aye.
Trustee Newell?
Aye.
Trustee Mills?
Aye.
Trustee Stanton?
Aye.
Trustee Arnett?
Aye.
Mayor McLeod?
Aye.
Thank you, and we... That's okay, I just went blank. Anyways, approved. Okay, reports, information only. It's just monthly reports. Number 1 is the Police Department monthly report. Chief, would you like to add anything to that? Well, you know what, though? I do have one thing to add. That I noticed over here that Lieutenant Crowley attended the Northwestern School of Police Staff, and she graduated from that, and they even asked her to be the class recording secretary. So give to her our congratulations on that also, all right? Seeing none, let's see, received and filed. We don't need a roll call for that, do we? Nope. Okay.
That's it all.
Okay, number 2, Health and Human Services Monthly Report. Dr. Sevilla, anything? Nope. Okay, thank you. Received and filed. Number 3, Emergency Management Coordinator Monthly Report. Seeing none. Received and filed. And the last one, number 4, Fire Department Monthly Report. Chief, anything to add? Nothing to add. Okay, received and filed. Number 3, President's Report.
Nothing else, Trustee Gata.
Okay, thank you. Nothing in other, nothing in items in review, and looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Vice Chairman Palafis. Chairman Gata.
Aye.
Trustee Newell.
Aye.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Stanton.
Aye.
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye.
Thank you, and we are adjourned.
I would like to call the Finance Committee for June 25th, 2018. May I have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Palafis. Vice Chairperson Newell.
Present.
Trustee Gata.
Present.
Trustee Mills.
Present.
Trustee Stanton.
Present.
Trustee Arnett.
Present.
Mayor McLeod.
Present.
Okay, all accounted for, and we have a quorum. The next item would be the approval of minutes from June 4th, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any deletions or corrections? Seeing none, may I have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Palafis. Vice Chairperson Newell.
Aye.
Trustee Gata.
Aye.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Stanton.
Aye.
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. Under new business, the first item is request acceptance of the comprehensive annual financial report for the year ended December 31st, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
Pardon me?
Should be received. We need to talk about that one. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, because this is the formal audit. Okay.
Proceed, I'm sorry.
Okay, I don't want to do it wrong. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Do we have anything to add? Any questions? Seeing none, may I have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Palafis.
Aye.
Vice Chairperson Newell.
Aye.
Trustee Gata.
Aye.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Stanton.
Aye.
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. Item number 2 is request acceptance of the Economic Development Area Special Tax Allocation Fund Annual Financial Report for the year ended December 31st, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions, anything to add, please?
I'll just add, I'll address any questions you have, but I wanted to make sure you knew that our partner from Sickage is here, Brian Lefevre. If there are any questions, I wanted to recognize the fact that he was here tonight.
Okay, thank you. All righty, seeing no questions, nothing additional, we have a motion and a second. May I have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Palafis. Vice Chairperson Newell.
Aye.
Trustee Gata.
Aye.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Stanton.
Aye.
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. Item number 3, request approval of an ordinance amending sections, here we go, 13-5-1, 13-5-2, 13-5-3, 13-5-6, and 13-5-11, and adding new sections 13-5-14 and 13-5-15 of Article 5, Real Estate Transfer Tax of the Hoffman Estates Municipal Code.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions, anything to add? Seeing none, may I have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Palafis. Vice Chairperson Newell.
Aye.
Trustee Gata.
Aye.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Stanton.
Aye.
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye.
Motion passed. Item number 4, request authorization to declare $204,886.09 as surplus funds in the Barrington-Higgins TIF Tax Allocation Fund and direct the treasurer to remit said funds to the Cook County Treasurer for distribution.
So moved.
Second.
No motion and a second. Any questions, anything to add? Seeing none, may I have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Palafis.
Aye.
Vice Chairperson Newell.
Aye.
Trustee Gata.
Aye.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Stanton.
Aye.
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye.
Motion passed. Item number 5, request authorization for purchase and installation of 3 15-ton new POE oil compressors to replace existing equipment at the Sears Center Arena to Advantage Mechanical of McHenry, Illinois, in an amount not to exceed $25,723.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions? Trustee Stanton?
The question I have is, has this already been done and we're just approving what has been done? Or is this going to take place in the future?
Take place in the future.
Okay.
No repairs have been made at this time.
All right.
Although they need to have been.
Well, that's why I kind of asked. It kind of read like it was done already, but,
No,
okay.
no, but as soon as possible.
All right.
It's very sweaty in the building. No.
Yes.
Aye. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. May I have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Palafis. Vice Chairperson Newell.
Aye.
Trustee Gata.
Aye.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Stanton.
Aye.
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. Reports, the first one is the Finance Department Monthly Report. Do we have anything to add?
Nothing to add.
Nothing to add at this time, so thank you. So it's received and to be filed. The second one is the Information System Department Monthly Report. Do we have anything to add? Nothing? Okay, thank you. So we have received it and it will be filed. And then item number 3 is Sears Center Monthly Report. Do we have anything to add?
Just a reminder, we are doing our first outdoor movie on Wednesday at sundown. We are screening one of the finest films, in my opinion, ever probably, involving fighter planes.
And music from Kenny Loggins.
And Kenny Loggins music, besides Caddyshack. So Top Gun screening. So we'll be opening the bar at 6 p.m. for food and beverages, alcoholic and non-alcoholic. And the movie will start around 8:40. So if you're a patriot of any kind, I suggest you be out there and show your respect.
You know, they're going to have a sequel to that movie now.
Obviously, I mean, long overdue in my opinion. We can discuss openly, can't we? I mean, it's a terrific film. I mean, Tom Cruise has aged beautifully, in my
I
opinion.
heard Goose comes back from the dead.
I don't see that happening.
Did you say this Wednesday?
This Wednesday,
Okay.
yes. Village Green, villagegreenlive.com for all your Village Green needs.
Okay.
Flight of the Intruder was another good movie involving fighter planes.
Yes. That was a good one.
That was a good one, I
Yes.
thought. What's that?
Battle of Midway, too.
How about Wings with Errol Flynn?
Wrong
Before your
generation.
He's too young for that one. He's too young.
Okay,
That is all.
okay, and we are done with graduations,
What
right?
about Iron
Correct?
Eagle?
Iron Eagle
was
was
going to say
also
that movie.
excellent.
1, 2, and 3.
Louis Gossett Jr. was terrific in that.
It was.
I could go on all day discussing film.
Oh, okay.
No, thankfully, I think the graduations are done. If they're not, we're in bad shape because I'm not expecting any. But yeah, very good graduation season. We got nothing but compliments from all the graduations. So we think we'll be adding even more next year. So we'll just have to
Okay.
find the days to host them. But yeah, it's been a very good June. So
Is the road going to still open, or when is it going to be open?
is that for July 4th it opens? I'm unaware when it's supposed to open, and I think next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was only, or was it mid-July?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I'm sorry. I'm on limited sleep. Am I still talking? I will find out.
Okay.
Okay. All righty, so we received the Sears Center monthly report and in requesting to file President's report.
Nothing else, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Nothing under other items in review. I would like a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. May I have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Palafis. Vice Chairperson Newell.
Aye.
Trustee Gata.
Aye.
Trustee Mills.
Aye.
Trustee Stanton.
Aye.
Trustee Arnett.
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye.
Motion approved, and we are adjourned.
Good night, trustee Palafis.
Thank you, Gary.
Art, I figured it out.
Yeah.